because whenever I begin, it's always too late. There's always some lag, so I want to give a couple of seconds. Welcome to Lionel Legal. This is our legal show, our legal channel. And I'm telling you right now, one of the greatest examples of legal that is going on, without a doubt, is the Diddy case. And the reason is, and why I want you to understand this, is that this guy's going to walk. If the jury pays attention, and that's always important, if the jury pays attention to what is happening and listens to the particular four corners of the indictment and does not go off into some kind of a tangent about celebrity status or turns this into some kind of referendum about the, I don't know what, the state of music or whatever, I am telling you, Freddie, I can't get anything by you, Fred. Can't get anything by you, Fred Haddad, ladies and gentlemen. Is it Haddad or Haddad? I went to a Dr. Haddad. I think it was Lebanese, if I recall correctly. Frank joins us. Frank's buffering, ladies. Help me, or hello me. Dusty Rose, Malcolm Dream. Come on in and welcome. Be a part of this. Join the fun, join the frolic, join this thing of ours. Join the confabulation, the chance for us to meet and greet and chat, and to be a part of who we are together. I appreciate this immensely, more than you will ever understand. I thank you for that. This has been such a great case. I watch and I listen to people like Harvey Levin and others. And please like this video. Can't tell you enough. Thank you so much. They want to talk so much about this case. Everyone have a great night. Thank you. 5x5ish. Thank you, Dusty Rhodes. Thank you so much. Virgil Riley Runnels, one of the great, I think the greatest professional wrestler of all time. That's in my humble opinion. Mr. Diddy, as you know, is charged with three things. Number one, a violation of the Mann Act, in effect, transporting women across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Okay, Jack Johnson, remember him, the great black fighter. Remember this one? You understand this? Next, the most important thing is the other issue, which is critical, is that he is charged with some type of force, fraud, or coercion on the part of somebody, like trafficking. And I don't know how that's going to be. And number one, the third rather, I should say, some type of racketeering conspiracy. What they are doing is they're telling you stories about undonism. Do you know what undonism means? Do you know what that means? Undonism, urolagnia. Huh? Do you remember? Do you know this? Dusty, Freddie, do you know? Anybody? Undonism, watch it. Watch the YouTube censors on this. Waterworks, as it were. In one particular instance, there was a male escort who was ordered to desecrate one Cassie Ventura. Do you understand this? By doing this. Now the question I have is, was he paid to do this? And if he was, why isn't he charged somehow with some form of battery or the like for desecrating, for defiling Cassie Ventura? Why isn't he charged? Has he been granted some kind of an immunity? Did he ordered it? What did Diddy do? How did Diddy order? What did he order? It doesn't make any sense. Your New York accent, I don't have a New York accent. I wish I had an accent. I really don't have one. But that's okay. That's okay, Fred. That's okay. Somebody was suggesting Victor Davis Hanson loves to believe that President Trump has a Queen's accent. No, he doesn't. Absolutely. You think he's going to walk? Yep. Absolutely. They are charged. Let me say, ask yourself, what evidence is there that he conspired or actively sought or was involved in bringing women across state lines? What is it? What did he do? Anybody? Where is this? Where is this force fraud? Why didn't Cassie leave? Listen, ladies, I want you to understand something. I'm not trying to diminish the notion of psychological torture, but you have a duty to retreat. And if you don't retreat, the law can imply and presume that what you're doing, believe it or not, is consenting to this because you're not leaving. You do not have to be a part of this. And I'm sorry to say this. But as long as he was paying the bills and being Diddy, people stayed around and hung out and did this stuff, and that's a whole other story. Now, you may not like to hear this. It may not be popular. And I understand there are certain aspects of psychological torture and the like that are very, very compelling. Very, very compelling. But you got to ask yourself a very simple question. Is this enough to put this man away, perhaps for the rest of his life? Where is the trafficking? Where? If he testifies, if he says, do you know how many people were responsible? How many people I had knocking on the door who wanted to be a part of this, who wanted to be a part of our game, who wanted to be a part of this thing? Do you have any idea? Trafficking. I had to turn him away. Does that sound like trafficking to you? Well, does it? Answer my question. Does that sound like trafficking to you? Who was trafficked? Who had to? Who couldn't leave? This is what they're going to say. Answer my question. Come on. Let's go. I got 72 people watching. Answer my question. I'm not going to leave until somebody answers my question. You can't answer my question because so far nobody's done it. They've talked about what a jerk he is. He's a creep. He's a pervert. Okay, fine. Is he a trafficker? Where is it? Have you ever been in an abusive relationship? Sort of. But trafficked? Who's been trafficked? Who's been trafficked? What does an abusive relationship have to do? Trafficked? I know sometimes, listen, men have been sometimes, you've seen this, people have been in relationships that are horrible. Nothing Cassie said was illegal. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Oh, he's a creep. He's a creep. And what about all the people who did these things who had to go? Let me tell you something. If you want to go to trafficking, where would you go to trafficking? If you wanted to get traffickers, Catholic Charities, CPS around the states. I would go to the federal government who brought in unaccompanied minors. That's where I'd go. That's where I'd go exactly. You know it and I know it, right? Right? You're damn right. This is the most important thing in the world. This demeans it. This was brought up during the Biden administration. Did Diddy piss somebody off? Did Diddy piss somebody off? Did he put somebody in the position where they're bringing these charges against him? Why? And where's the racketeering enterprise? Where is it? Where? It's him and somebody else. It's just like Ghislaine Maxwell. She's charged with sex trafficking. Of whom? What, by herself? A conspiracy? Who? What happens is, see, they want you to hate him, and that's fine. There's a lot to hate. But the bottom line is, and what's really critical is for you to understand and to grasp the notion that these people, these pathetic, horrible, terrible people, may not be committing crimes. Let me ask you this question. I've asked you this. Who's Sweet, Sweet Connie? Come on, all you folks. Who's Sweet, Sweet Connie? Remember this? We're an American band. Grand Funk. Sweet, Sweet Connie. Who was it? Come on. I don't know about her last name, but who was Connie? The notion of Connie. A groupie. Thank you, CR. Was it Pamela DeBarge? Groupie. Who were the plaster casters, CR? Who were the plaster casters? Anybody? Groupies. Do you think the Stones? You think the Beatles, maybe? You think the Beach Boys? Doobie Brothers? Everybody? Do you think that they actually, and this is important, do you think that they were perhaps involved sometimes with underage? You damn right they were. Absolutely. Did you ever hear anything about this before? No. You mean all the people in the world of music today, all the people. I said there is about all of the NFL players, NFL, MLB, and NBA players. There's about 3,000 3,000 total professional athletes in those areas. 3,000. Do you think they maybe have had their chance of perhaps maybe some trafficking? Anybody? Anybody? Understand this? Do you hear this? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you know how this has been going on? When groupies hang out at the hotels, where are the Knicks staying or where are the Celtics staying? I know right now we're in the playoffs or something. You don't think people show up at hotels getting a heads up of who's coming in? You don't think so? You don't think there are people on these teams who might perhaps maybe help facilitate a liaison? Is that trafficking? I don't think so. Not when people are knocking down the door. Do you think any of these people, do you think Diddy ever jumped out of a white van and pulled somebody in? No. You think Ghislaine ever did? No. Nope. So what are we talking about here? Somebody wanted Diddy shut up and shut down. And I don't like Diddy. I couldn't tell you a song he did. Don't know what. Doesn't matter whether his music, I don't really care about that. I think these all are cretinous. Plus he can't even close his mouth. He hasn't been able to close his mouth for the past, I don't know how many years. He can't. He's an idiot. He's a fool. He's a rube. He's a rube. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's going on with that. Groupie and sex worker is two different things. A sex worker was in the court, not a groupie. Who was a sex worker? Who was a sex worker? Who? You think Cassie was a sex worker? Come on. When you say groupie, the idea is that somebody who voluntarily, knowingly and intentionally and willfully consents to this, shows up and performs. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. Right? You know it's true. You know it's true. But see, nobody wants to, because we're so, go after the kids who are trafficked. Unaccompanied minors, trafficked big time. Once they get in here, sent in by the cartels, they disappear into the night. You know what also is huge, nobody talks about, is labor trafficking. Labor trafficking. But that doesn't have the same oomph. It's ginormous. What about that? So what I'm saying is this. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in equal justice under the law. And I don't believe in necessarily going after somebody just because they're, look, I don't know about Jay-Z or Fiddy or Diddy or Piddy or anything. I don't know who's who. I have no idea what they did. But I do want to know about Naomi Campbell. Anybody want to talk about her? How about Oprah? How about Sean Penn? Yeah, I mean, seriously, do we remember when they, especially whenever there's this foreign stuff. I'm going to help with foreign. Do you know the number of traffickers? Put your money on women being the traffickers. Why? Because they act as the big sisters. They act as those who reach out and help. They're the ones who are nice to the girls. See? I'm your big sister. You can trust me. I'll help you. Those are the ones who are absolutely just, it's beyond perfidy. Okay? Quick call. Let's do a roll call. Where's everybody from right now? I appreciate you being here. Where's everybody from? Tell me. Let's do a quick roll call. City and state. Not. Don't tell me Ohio. Give me the city. See, Virginia. Norma's from Virginia. Tallahassee. What is that? That's not Leon County, is it? Michigan. Frank's from Michigan. Wichita, Kansas. The Bronx. Love the Bronx. The Bronx. Never Bronx. The Bronx. OA's in Russia. You're Russia, OA? You're kidding me. I had no idea. Russian people. I never, ever, Mobile, Alabama. I never knew, ever, with correspondence and dealing with Russians and wonderful people, with RT for years, the nicest, the most polite, the classiest, sometimes who spoke English better than people here. I never understood. There's a soft spot in my heart for them because they've got such a bad rap. They want to be left alone. And this Russophobia took over by these NATO people. It wasn't fair. Absolutely not even fair. CR's been to Russia. I've never been to Russia. Never been to Spain. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats. One of the absolute greats. Because he's from that Florida, 67 counties. My favorite county in Florida, Lafayette. Not Lafayette, Lafayette. Well, anyway, dear friends, thank you so much. Everybody happy? OA says thank you. Well, thank you. I mean it. There's a politeness. I love politeness. And I love people. You know, never forget, somebody told me years ago, the organized crime detail. When the Soviet Union broke apart post-91, a lot of the gangsters came here. They went to Brighton Beach in the Brooklyn and Little Odessa, they called it. And they could tell that there was a brand new influx of gangsters. These gangsters played chess and read and were well read and educated, and it was scary. You don't have these D's, Dems, and Does. You know what I mean? It was a serious influx. So even the level of gangster, more ferocious, but also classier, more erudite, more knowledgeable, more sapient, sagacious, educated, literate, and the like. All right, dear friends, they were from Ukraine. Ukraine. My friend, by the way, Ukraine, surrogacy. You want to talk about trafficking women surrogates. Hey, y'all want to get some of them Ukrainian babies, blonde haired, blue eyed? Yeah, top dollar. Think I'm kidding? Think I'm kidding? Right, the Ukraine. Or as who is it? As Aaron Mate says, Ukraine. Like people say, insurance, Ukraine. All right, dear friends, I love yous. Have a great and a glorious and a beauteous, terrific day. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. Thank you for your being here, and thank you for your support. I thank you immensely. Have a great and a beauteous day. I think I've said that enough. And until we meet again, my friends, remember, as I always say, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dad.